Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where, as I'm sure you can see, I have decided to take my second out there, and, two strikes? I guess not the second out, the second strike. Two strikes down, this one is the one. Okay, so, lessons learned from the last series, or not really series, but from the last campaign attempt. Primarily the lesson learned was that 1 million C-bills for the extra mech, not super worthwhile, especially since on this generation, we start with 5 mechs already, and I don't think that there's much of a reason to get a 6th mech currently. Now, we've got a Cronus. This is a slightly different Cronus. By default, it's got an ER PPC, dual medium lasers, and an ER small laser, as well as a Streak SRM. So that's certainly a slightly different Cronus. This is literally the same Javelin that we had last time, which is interesting. We've got a Commando, and this Commando is running Streak SRM2, Medium Laser SRM6. Okay, so it's basically like a smaller version of the Javelin. This Assassin here is currently running Medium Laser LRM5 with an LRM Swarm, SRM2. We might customize this to be more of a fire support mech a little bit later on. And we've got a Mongoose. It's got a small laser, a medium laser, 2 more medium lasers. Okay, we'll accept that. So, the major thing that I'm taking away from the previous campaign is just how long it takes to do anything in the mech bay. And this is all still at default difficulty, by the way. So, to do anything in the mech bay takes a sufficiently long time that it means that you're probably going to go to your monthly report, which ends up doubling, tripling, quadrupling the cost. And that's the primary reason why I'm having funding issues right now. I mean, I'm also making some tactical mistakes, but that's to be expected as I'm still familiarizing myself with the RogueTech mechanics. So, for right now, I think that we need to get started right away with upgrading our tech points. This gives us a tech point for just 88,000 C-bills. So we're going to do that. We've currently got 13 tech points, and that upgrade will help us quite a lot. So, we should probably, of course, run ourselves a contract. I haven't looked at these yet. Let's see, what do we got? Here's a battle. Heavy weapons and bunkers? That sounds a little spooky. Escort, defend base. These are starting to get kind of difficult for us. I mean, this is only a half skull. Free to engage any mobile forces. Okay. Sounds good. We'll leave this at default for right now. And let's see. We're definitely going to be bringing the Cronus and the Assassin. And then the Javelin. And then the question is, do we bring the Commando for additional SRM stabbing? Or do we bring the Mongoose, which is more laser-based? I think we bring the Mongoose because it's better armored than the Commando is. Not by a ton, but by a little bit. Okay, now then, as far as the mech warriors go, Rhino comes with a Tactician. Remove 1 bar of stability damage when reserving, +2 resolve gain, and -50% critical hits taken, +1 to initiative and tactics rolls. So with his tactics up that high, I feel like we put him in the Assassin, since that's got an LRM5 in it. Otherwise, everyone has exactly the same gunnery to start with. So, whoever's got the highest piloting, everyone has the same piloting, except for us, we have 1 less piloting. Wonderful. Okay. So it kind of doesn't matter who we put where. I guess we'll take the Cronus. since our piloting is lower. And then we can put... all of these are literally the same. So we're just going to go alphabetical. We'll put Archangel in the Javelin and Arc Light in the Mongoose. That's not going to get confusing at all that they have such similar call signs. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's get those tech points online, and hopefully blow up fewer engines this time. That would be good. The intel you've got is never the intel you want. You don't say. Nothing says be gone louder than a roaring AC-20. That's not true, technically speaking. A roaring LBX AC-20 can be more frightening. Destroy weapon emplacements. Our scouts have observed Lyran military engineers constructing fortified gun emplacements in a contested region. We'd like you to locate and destroy all the heavy weapons and bunkers from a specific section of their line. You're free to engage any enemy mobile forces in the AO. We will provide additional compensation at standard rates for any elements you destroy. We've faced fixed emplacements many times, Commander, but in this case, they might not be obviously clustered around a base. If they have good lines of fire, it could get interesting, but nothing we can't handle.
Command interface initiated.
This is the map grid we're tasked with clearing. Sweep the area, find any enemy guns and bunkers, and destroy them. Only good Lyran is a dead Lyran. I mean, that depends on whether we get their Atlas or not. If we don't get their Atlas, I don't care. So there's weapon emplacements up over here. Looks like in terms of our sprinting, the Cronus can get up to 3 evasive pips currently. It's fine. The Assassin can get potentially as many as 4.
Copy that.
The Javelin appears to be stuck at 3 currently.
Moving to position.
And the Mongoose can get up to 4. Okay.
Let's move.
And these vehicles are going to be coming up to support us. Excellent. So we don't see any enemies yet, and I'm just taking a quick look at this approach. This is pretty wide open here. We can make for these trees potentially. What do we have for jump jets? The Cronus has jump jets, the Assassin does, the Javelin and the Mongoose do not. Okay, so our mediums have jump jets, our lights do not. Okay, this is a light Calliope turret. That's fine.
I'm going.
Calliopes aren't too threatening as long as we can take them out quickly. And we do see another turret over here. That's a light LRM. Okay. Yeah. Dual LRM 5s with Artemis 4 ammo.
What do you need?
I need you to get in over here. But actually, potentially, right over here. So you don't have LOS on this guy. And fire on this Calliope. We have very good hit odds here.
Aye, aye. Engaging target.
Good. They didn't attack with that particular phase.
Aye, aye.
The Assassin is the one with the SRM-2 and the LRM-5. Okay. What's our ideal fire range? Slightly closer than this, so about right here.
Confirmed.
Sounds good. I want this Calliope dead ASAP. These aren't amazing hit odds, but they'll do.
Commander? Yep.
Now then, the Cronuses... Hang on, do ERPPCs not have a minimum range in RogueTech? Apparently not.
Copy that.
That's fascinating. This heat generation is high, to be sure, but manageable. Okay, we crit the engine on the Calliope.
I'm here.
And now we will just close in with the Javelin, something like this, and finish it off.
All weapons.
One turret
One less
down.
annoyance for us.
Sumire reports movement. Assume there are a mobile enemy force in the AO. Are a mobile enemy force? Okay. So there's a galleon up over here. Okay, some damage to that light LRM turret. We take that. Zero damage to our mongoose. That's ideal. More damage to that LRM turret. Those missiles are actually doing quite a lot. They fired on our Hunter support tank, which we don't care about. They missed, which is even better for us. Okay, so we know that there's mobile forces over here.
Yeah?
Let's move the Cronus out over here to get us LOS. And we do see a turret over here, which is fine. Our hit odds are reasonably low on this. We definitely don't fire the ER small. I think we just fire the ER PPC, and otherwise sink heat.
Okay, I'm on it.
I didn't really expect a hit out of that.
I missed?
Yes, you did.
I will be done.
We're going to close in with the Javelin over here. We're just looking for ECM protection. Should we switch to AMS? You know, I did not realize that this was a mech right here. When did that happen? Well, now that I know, we can swing our mongoose out over here and take a look. That's another mongoose. Okay. I think we go ahead and take these hit odds. Okay, we did 15 damage. Sounds good. Eight damage to our mongoose is acceptable.
What do you need?
And now, I think we just... there's rocks there, right. I think we close in over here, looking for this particular point, with our assassin. Our hit odds are incredibly low on this guy. I think we don't bother wasting any ammo, and we just fire the medium laser as a pot shot.
Got it.
Didn't happen, but that's fine.
Reporting.
We lose nothing from missing that. Okay. Let's see what our allies do. Firing LRMs on the mongoose. Okay, I mean, they're not going to hit. I'd actually prefer that they fire at this turret right now, because they're more likely to hit this. This is acceptable. The more LRMs they lob at our tank support, the happier I am. Three damage. Woohoo! I mean, we started a fire, I guess. That's something. Maybe they move through the fire. There's a fair amount of missiles in our supporting tanks, but they'll run out eventually. I like this. I'm a huge fan of them throwing their missiles at our tank support.
Yeah?
So I think we pull the mongoose back over this way.
Got it.
Hello. These guys must be running some sort of stealth armor. What's this guy got wielded here? Quad energy weapons and 2 unidentified? Okay.
I'm taking the shot.
Okay, we did 15 more damage to the mongoose. Something. We'll see what this sling does. He's probably going to get behind our mongoose, so... We're going to pull the Cronus over this way.
Heading out.
And the Cronus's goal would be to attack this mongoose. These are really bad hit odds. ERPPCs have recoil, huh? Okay. So it's primarily because we're firing blind. We're just going to take a pot shot here, or 3 pot shots. I don't expect that we'll hit. Whoa, we hit! 20 damage. We take that. And the primary reason is because we don't have a good scout over here. That galleon hurt itself moving through the fire. It's acceptable.
Ready for orders.
Okay, let's move the assassin. Perhaps over here? No, I don't like it. I want to keep these rocks between us and these turrets. And I want to take care of their mobile forces first,
Coordinates received.
ideally. Just looking at our odds here. Okay. I guess we continue to fire on the mongoose with these low odds.
Attacking from position.
Oh, we did 20 damage. We'll take that. Really? The sling moved up over here and didn't fire.
I'm your spaniel.
That is absolutely fascinating. Now, if we were to sprint over to here, how bad would that be? I think reasonably bad. This would have no hit odds anywhere.
On my way.
And by that I mean no LOS for anything. We can just go there and park briefly. And they're going to lob missiles over this way, that's fine. Okay, that sling is a light. I'm not familiar with the sling model. The more missiles they lob at our tanks, the happier I am. Okay, more fires starting up over there. I was hoping for some actual damage, but... I mean, we don't have any scouts over there, so it's not hugely surprising that we're having difficulties hitting them. We are, after all, firing blind. Okay. 9 damage, we take that, for sure. Yeah, throw those missiles at our support tanks. Excellent.
What do you need?
Our mongoose can now come in rear arc over here. This is 2 evasive pips. Yeah, that's fine. I want to move slightly closer, like this. This would be targeting the sling. This would be targeting the mongoose. 15 armor and 20 in the CT versus 20 and 25 in the CT. So I think we're slightly better off to get our mongoose up over here and attack their mongoose in the rear arc.
Take this.
And that is a dead mongoose just like that. I love it. That worked really well. The sling set itself on fire and fired on our mongoose. It didn't hit very much, but it put a tag on us.
Come on. Send me a real mech warrior.
I did not realize that it had tag. Okay. That is a potential issue, considering the number of LRMs that they've got. We will get in behind the sling and attempt to backstab it.
Welcome to my Alpha Strike.
Okay. Structure exposure back there. That's fine.
Yeah.
The assassin can actually move up over to this area, which is a pretty decent place to park it for right now. I'm definitely concerned about the tag on the mongoose. But let's just take a bit of a pot shot at the sling for right now.
Engage.
Didn't hit, but didn't expect to. Okay, phase 17. So the galleon can move now. Fired on the assassin instead of the javelin. I would have fired rear arc on the javelin there. For sure. That damage on the assassin is irrelevant. Okay, we're going to close in a little bit with the Cronus here.
I'll do what I can.
And I think we fire on the sling from this angle. Just like this. Hit odds are low, but we'll roll the dice. I don't expect damage. And it didn't happen. That's fine. Okay. Some damage to the sling there. Some more damage to the sling. We take that. Any help that these guys can give, we take. I'm not a huge fan of this fire over here. Okay, they're still going for the support tank despite the tag. That's a big mistake on their part. Absolutely huge, in fact. Yeah, that's a huge mistake. We just got off scot-free with the mongoose.
Yeah?
Despite the tag. Okay, so where do we go here? This is 2 evasive pips. We're out of cover, but I think that's fine.
Understood.
Okay, we backstabbed this sting. We're still not overheated. We will overheat eventually. Wow, okay.
Tango down.
2 successful backstabs in a row.
Standing by.
I like it. Okay, the Galleon has 481 max armor versus 477 on the Striker. I think we get in here and hit this Galleon as hard as we can. We can face this way, but not at both of them. That's fine. Hit this Galleon, rear arc.
Cry havoc.
Okay. The Galleon moved through the fire there, took itself some burn damage, and did a little bit of damage to the mongoose. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Which way is it facing? It's facing this way. We can get the assassin in right here and fire rear arc on the Galleon. We don't fire the LRM-5 here, obviously, but otherwise, it's another good chunk of damage to that rear arc. Harasser's hitting the side arc, only did 5 damage. Indirect fire for you. Striker moves in, takes burn damage, and fires on the Hunter, which is fine. I'm completely okay with that.
What do you need?
You can honestly just stay put and hit the Galleon. I mean, this is frontal arc. No, this is rear arc. Hang on. What? He's facing this way, though. Why would we hit this rear arc? I'm very confused right now. Maybe it has something to do with turret directionality? I don't know. But if we're hitting rear arc... Okay, now we're hitting front arc. I guess it just hadn't updated. Either way, we're going to alpha strike this. Except that we've got a mech right back here. We're going to alpha strike the Striker. It's slightly safer for us.
Eat this.
Okay. Not a lot of damage there, but that's fine. Hunter closes in, attacks the Galleon, does 6 damage. That's acceptable. Prowler does nothing. That turret is still attacking the hunter. It actually got a little internal damage there. I think that was just an armor penetration, though, not an armor blow-through.
Mess him up.
Yeah,
Mess him up good.
that is correct.
Orders.
Okay. I'm gonna back the assassin off ever so slightly here. To something like here.
Move into position.
We still can't really hit with the LRM.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
And we can't hit with anything, apparently. But that's acceptable.
No joy.
Yeah.
Okay, the Cronus moves now, and I think we fire on the Striker again. It's a slight overheat, but we can take a break next turn.
Confirmed.
Ooh, the PPC hit. That's nice. Okay, let's bring the Javelin in over this way. Where would be rear arc? This is rear arc. Okay. We're exposing our rear arc to this Striker, but that's LRMs, and it's going to have a hard time hitting at this range.
Rolling.
We're on fire. We don't actually care about heat in the Javelin, though. This is fine. So, we're going to fire.
Got it, computer.
Structure exposed on the Galleon.
What do you need?
Now, the Mongoose, we do care about heat. We're going to come up over here. And we're going to hope that we don't backstab our friend. This overheat shouldn't be an issue.
Let her rip.
We did backstab our friend a little. But we also destroyed the vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and call that worthwhile. Excellent. Well, what else do we have here? A little damage to the Striker. We take that. And now the Striker is probably going to attack our support tanks. Yep. And did nothing. That's fine. The turret is also attacking our support tank. And did 4 damage. Really? An autocannon turret? Okay. Well, that's interesting. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish off this first mission. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.